boss out of the way. Oh, Houndmaster's probably the best class in the game. Grave Robber's probably the best DPS, but Houndmaster's probably best overall class in the game, for sure. Alright. Any chance of a dark crown? Sun ring. I want sun rings. Boo. How about this way? I'd take a dark ring. Moon ring, whatever it's called. Another sun ring for maximum troll. We were playing a light run, and we would have just like hit the jackpot. 2 sun rings in one week would have been amazing. I think the Hellion's very good. But I just didn't feel like running it. I didn't find that I wanted the Hellion in the final missions. She was a little weak to stress and focus fire. Alright. We need to make food after that one. Okay, we can upgrade one of these. Cool. Question is, do I want to upgrade cost first or not? Probably not. Do I want to get level 5s or cost? I think I'm just going to save these until I actually need one or the other. Beast Slayer ring is useful for the final bosses. It's worth kind of picking up if I had level 1s to do it, which I kind of do, but I kind of wanted to save those level 1s for a boss fight. I do need to go back into the Warrens for portraits. That's something. Only gives us 2 portraits though. What a shitty reward. Swine King. This gives us 6 portraits reward. Very long in the Warrens is pretty damn unpleasant though. Alright, I'm gonna take a break here though. Gonna run some ads, make some lunch. I'll probably be, this is the long break. Generally I take pretty short breaks, but this is the longer one because I need to make lunch. It takes me about 15 minutes to make and eat lunch. So I will see you guys in about 15 minutes. See you in a few. We're back. Sorry for the break, but here we are. Okay. So, what are we doing? We're running a mission. Why are we running a mission? I guess we want to get portraits. Get that out of the way. I kind of would like a little break from running wheeled missions anyways, although I hate the warrens. How many do we need? 33. So we need 20 more portraits. Okay. Alright. Don't read chat? Okay. Do we need a third one of these? Maybe. Probably. Which ones are we doing though? Long or short? I don't really want to do shorts. Short level ones. That is a question. I don't care about, I care about the Beast Slayer ring as an item. Because it is useful in the boss fights. Not as useful as dark rings, but still very useful. I don't know. I don't know if I need it. I mean, -2 dodge is essentially not a worry in terms of the cost. So it's basically 25% damage versus beasts. And all of the occultists, well, not the brawlers and not the ascended enchantresses or whatever they're called, but the guys who do the finger are beast eldritch, and the I think the boss itself is eldritch only. Oh, I won't be running that then versus that, but in the second and third one they're both beast eldritch as well, which makes it a little bit more interesting. Do I need it or do I not need it? I probably should take it. Alright, let's go get it. Level 1s. And then if I did that... Alright. Go. 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 Oh, it's gonna be this fucking group again, though. The double hounds was actually okay. Alright. Okay, I want the guy, yeah, this is the correct ordering. Let's get out items. Stunning. Oops. And healing. I kind of feel like this guy is not actually going to be doing all that much healing. Let's take reduced stress damage and some sort of accuracy maybe. Stun percentage. Neither. Nothing. Damage. Max HP dodge. Like, what do we do? What do we do for this character right here? Not fucking much. Let's run accuracy. Okay, this Houndmaster is going to be damage. Goes to show how much I need the Beast Ring when I don't have a damage item to run for him at all. Run Dismiss's head, but that starts getting 30% stress. Is a hell of a lot. Why is this not sorted by rarity? And this Houndmaster's stun. Oops. And I guess an accuracy item is okay. Its raw damage is okay as well. Raw crit maybe. I value 5% crit or 10% damage. Probably 10% damage, but crits are nice stress heals when they hit. Okay, items sorted. Let's go get their shit leveled. Okay, let's go get their gear leveled. I think I am taking furnace now. Okay.
Fan the flames, mold the metal. We are raising an army.
Okay. Anyone need stress healing? No. Anyone need disease curing? Yeah, Spade Mate needs it. Okay. And anyone need quirk removal? I don't think so. Bloodthirsty's locked in now. Too bad. I don't like that one. Enlightened, clumsy off guard, enlightened, tippler, witness, don't cheat, then blooded, unquiet mind, God fearing. No. Okay. I think you can. I haven't been able to. Let me not rephrase that. I haven't wanted to risk running non-Vestal healers at the higher levels of the NG stuff because they just don't work. Like the Occultist he's too unreliable, and in addition to being unreliable, he's too fragile, right? So his heals are kind of shit, and his hit points are kind of shit. The Crusader maybe is a possibility, but I actually just the lack of an AoE heal makes him a lot less appealing to me than he'd be otherwise. So I don't know. Take what you want from that. Feels like it ought to be possible, but it feels like you're going to be deliberately making your team less good than it could be otherwise if you did that. Yeah, the Occultist is the same hit points as the Jester, right? Which is just too few. And my suspicion is honestly that the Crusader wouldn't be able to hack it either, just because not being able to heal one of the positions, like not being able to heal position 4 is kind of bad, and then additionally the fact that he doesn't have an AoE heal. AoE heal is amazing. But the way that Death Door mechanic works, that oftentimes, especially on NG Plus where the enemies hit you so damn hard, in AoE heal with the Death Door mechanic is essentially the same as a single point heal up to like 20. Sometimes I've gotten hit for harder than 20 by groupers, right? So if they're doing 20 damage a shot, and Death's Door, the way the Death's Door mechanic works, if you're above 0 HP and you get hit, you go to Death's Door. If you take what would be lethal damage, so essentially you can think of it there. If I'm being hit for a 20 damage hit by a grouper, then that heal needs to be better than 20 before it's not equal to 1. Does that make sense? So what the AoE heal does is it heals the one guy off Death's Door, and then it fills up hit points on all your remaining guys. And that's like just like crucial. That's like such a crucial ability. We might get Madmaned once. Yeah, and that's the same reason why the Occultist heal is so bad, is because if you're on Death's Door and a 1 point heal is the equivalent of however much the next swing is going to be from your opponents, then you absolutely have to hit that 1 point heal. If you don't hit that 1 point fucking heal, then it's totally useless. Like a 0 point heal is not, the difference between 1 point of damage and 2 points of damage of healing is totally different than 0 and 1 for this game. So they're not equal, and not having that ability there is just crucially bad. That's exactly right. The difference between 0 to 1 is nowhere near the difference of 1 to 2. Yeah, I agree, Conk, entirely. They need to put the base heal on the Occultist to be 1. And even then, it's still going to be somewhat unreliable, because if you ever run into a situation where you heal for 1 and then dot, I mean, at least then I mean, that's still pretty bad, but at least you get the chance then that still gives you above death's door until your turn.
Their formation is broken. Maintain.
I'm not glad that Occultists aren't good healers. I actually just think the Vestal needs either a nerf or they need to give AoE healing to multiple classes, because right now the Vestal is just so much better than everybody else in terms of healing. And I like the Occultist. The Occultist is a lot of fun to play. I like their unique. They have a bunch of different abilities. I like their stun. Their stun is a good stun. The Occultist makes a good stunner. If he had more hit points, he could actually do it. But the fact he's in the second position with 0 hit points is pretty much a death sentence. But he has vulnerability curse, which is a mark, which is okay. Like if you're trying to run a mark group, he has his damage debuff. The only damage debuff in the game that I actually think is sometimes useful, because you can use it on bosses. Like, he's got cool little abilities, but he just can't be played because he just can't be a healer. Can't be a healer, and if he's a stunner, he doesn't have enough health.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Yeah, Abyssal Artillery is actually one of the best AoEs in the game, because it's one of the things I wrote when I wrote that letter to the devs, right? Which is that you know, AoE in general is pretty bad. AoE damage is pretty bad in general, because in general the AoE damage is the front 2 or sometimes the front 3, right? And you don't want to AoE those, because the way the fights are structured, you don't want to bring down the front 2 quickly, and you don't want the front 2 to die at the same time as the back 2. You want the front 2 to die way later than the back 2 so you can heal and stress recover, right? But AoE that does damage to the back 2 is actually really good, because those are the targets you want to kill first. And killing and doing additional damage to the targets in the back is pretty cool. So Occultist is actually, he's got abilities that are good and they're interesting and fun to use. He's got a pretty cool item. The Occultist Cauldron is really good if you want to use the Occulter as a stunner. And it's set up to be really good if you want to use the Occultist as a debuffer, which is pretty rare to get good items that have plus chance to land debuff skills, right? So I actually think the Occultist is kind of cool, but just he doesn't seem to have the hit points or the reliability for me to use in the runs that I want to use him on, which kind of sucks. If I tried to make plus virtue items work, it doesn't seem reasonable to me to attempt to do that. They don't have enough. There's not enough utility out of getting plus virtue items at all right now. My suggestion again to the devs on that was, when I wrote them the email, was to add, like, Dark Crown has a plus virtue chance built into it as a secondary portion of that ability, right? I mean, the only reason they have it is so Dark Crown is minus 25% stress and then plus 15% virtue, and I actually think that is a reasonable way to approach that mechanic, right? Because Virtue Chance and Death's Door Resist aren't good enough to focus as a primary attribute, but if you attach them to good primary attributes, you can make really cool items that still actually use them and utilize buffing them. The problem is right now they're both, but for Virtues they're not powerful enough when you get them, and there's 2 RNG whether or not you do get them, so you can't really itemize for them. And the same to a lesser extent with Death's Door, right? The cap on Death's Door makes it so that's a problem. Yeah, I'm looking. I haven't looked at any of the new classes. Again, I don't really tend to hype games like that. I tend to hype games by experiencing them when they come out. But I am looking forward to seeing what they do with the new classes. My hope is that there's some decent changes, so that there won't be. Then maybe I could do something besides just run a fucking Vestal every single playthrough. So on the harder levels, anyways. Again, like if you're playing on like regular mode with like not NG plus mode, just regular mode, and then with full light, you can do whatever you want in those. I mean, it's when it starts getting really hard, when the enemies start getting very, very high damage at the higher levels. I mean, again, the difference between I was running Occultist just fine all the way up through level 3s in the no light run. It's just when I started hitting level 5s it became too inconsistent and too weak to continue going. And I would just like to see some changes to allow me to run all of the classes all the way through. Would be really good. So I should. Do you guys want me to publish that that email that I wrote? I could put it on my my Reddit if you guys want. I've been meaning to do that. Alright, it's long. It's long as fuck.
And driven into the mud.
Actually, I'll tell you what, Matter, do you still... I think I modded you in that, right, Matter? I can forward you that and you can post it now if you want. Just, do that. Hold on. Alright. Couple things as we do this. I only brought one key. It's okay. Get that sorted out. Okay. Make sure that's the right one. All right. All right. That's taken care of. It should be in your inbox, Matter, and let's get back to our game. Okay. Otherwise, like, if you want, I could just leave the stream with the shouting of the pigs. Just AFK. Fucking loud pigs. Alright, damage buff for the damage dealer. Stun. Stun. There are actually more things I wanted to tell them than I actually wrote in the email. I eventually ran out. It took me like all day to write that email, and I was like, fuck it. I'm like, at some point, I'm like, I just need to stop. Told you it was 10 pages, Matter. There's too many trinkets to do that, to answer that directly, Loki. There's a lot of... The itemization in this is not very balanced, so there's a lot of shitty trinkets. I don't want to drop... Wait, did we just finish the mission? No. I don't want to drop any of these things right now. Oh, those I can drop. Okay. Another damage quirk. don't want them to move. I'll stun them in case they survive this round, but I really don't think they're going to. Should have actually Hound's Harry there, would have been better. Any of the minus speed ones are pretty much empty slots, almost always better. There are a fair number of situational trinkets too. I mean, that's a decent point, that there are trinkets that are good for certain boss fights and stuff like that. But a large part of these trinkets are total crap. Not all plus stress damage is trash. There are definitely trinkets I use that have plus stress damage on them. I mean, damage and accuracy are really, really good, so if damage and accuracy are attached to plus stress, I often use the plus stress anyways. I could probably get rid of that. I do value these. I value them more than the random item I get from that R. Okay, let's go ahead and get that damage buff. We should stop giving me torches and start giving me piles of scrolls. Would be really nice. It's unlikely I'll find another key. Can't get a secret room in this small of a dungeon, so. Well, final boss attempt was slightly different. The Warrens, that's why I keep torches.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I keep the holy water. Did. Cool. Trap. No? Yeah, there it is.
Ancient traps lie in wait. Unsprung and
alright, last dog treat. Okay. A little bit of damage there to help out. Dog treat, kill. Stun you so you don't get a round before we can kill you next round. Fuck, you resisted it. Oh, he's got plus 200% stun resist right now. Cheating piece of shit. What does Virtue do? So, Virtue and Affliction are opposite each other. So, you have a chance, when you hit 100 stress, you have a chance to get an affliction or a virtue. There's a number of different virtues, and they each do slightly different things. But in general, what the virtue does is it takes your stress from 100 back down to like 30 or 40-ish, right around there, and it prevents you from passing 100 stress for the duration of that mission. And then it gives you some sort of positive benefit. It's generally a pretty weak benefit, but not always. One of the virtues gives you all your guys damage in the mission, which is really good. And one of them stress heals from time to time. There's a really shitty one that self heals only for like 6 health every so often. There's like 7 or 8 of them. But the basic thing it's doing is removing your stress and preventing you from getting afflicted. The afflictions are really, really bad, and that's what happens the majority of the time when you hit 100 stress, is you become afflicted. And the afflicted ones spread stress across your group and give you limited control over your hero, so your hero starts doing things that he shouldn't be doing without your permission. Alright. Oops, didn't walk quite far enough there. Gotta wait for it to go white. There's the white map. Okay. Never got a virtue. Yeah, the chance is like 15 or I think it's 15 or 20% or 20 to 25%, something like that. So the odds are pretty slim that you get them. God damn it. No torches to burn. Alright. Could go have that fight, I guess. Nah, just leave.
The swine folk's labyrinth may yet prove to be navigable.
Actually, though, Draco, I'm kind of wrong about that. I actually thought virtues were totally useless as well, because I didn't understand that you can't go back over 100%. They actually make you immune to heart attacks for the duration of the mission on that character, which is pretty impressive, because that's actually one of the ways you die in the late game boss fights in the Darkest Dungeon are heart attacks. So they make you immune because they can't go over 100 stress after that. That's damage, which would be fine in any other class except the Vestal. Orange Scrounger I don't really care about, and the runs.